off.
Do you think that in the 1990s that armed struggle or armed self-defense needs to be at least a part of the black struggle?
I think that it needs to be an option. It doesn't. To say that it needs to be a part of the black struggle would predict violence. You know what I'm saying? I say that it needs to be an option. We need to keep our options open as black people, and we need to keep our options open as young people, and we need to keep our options open as human beings. So for me as a black man, I have 3 different tasks, and that's why it's not like I'm racist, but like for a white man, he only has one of those things to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Getting himself together as a human being. I have to worry about getting myself together as a human being, a young man, and as a black man. So, of course, I'm going to be a little bit more angry. You know what I'm saying? My words are going to cut a little bit more closer to heart because, you know, I got a lot more to fight about and a lot more to cry about and a lot more to get from this. So I'm gonna work harder. And I really don't care who's offended, because how could you take offense from somebody trying to dig their way out of a hole? What's so offensive about me surviving? You know what I'm saying? That's why I take great offense. Because you're obviously saying you want me to shut up and die. That's what they're saying. Shut up and die. Stop worrying about it. Everybody got so... It wasn't no thing for Ice Cube to be talking about killing in the hood. But as soon as he was talking about anybody else dying, it was problems. And I'm not saying that Ice Cube is the Messiah, because, you know, he's wrong for saying kill a Jew. Because a Jew didn't do that shit. Let's be realistic. Just like it wasn't white people that beat me down in Oakland. It was 2 white cops. 2 white crooked cops. That's what that was. And just like if he feels like that's one person, we have to be more realistic about our enemies. It's easy to say white folks is evil. That's easy. But then you're leading us into more of a slaughter, because we're going to find out all white folks ain't evil. And the black folks going to be dicking us. And you can't say that all black folks is inherently lazy and evil, because that's not true either. And you have to get, and I like to stand up most for black folks because we have more problems. You know what I'm saying? We have more conditioning. You don't ever hear about anybody telling you about white folks wasn't allowed into this place. Never. They never had that problem. I did. So I have an upper hand. And you can't tell me I don't. You know what I'm saying? Just like when America beat Great Britain for their freedom, they had the upper hand because they wanted their freedom by any means necessary. That's what scares America so much. They see them and us. Except we have the right of cause on our side now. And they see that. They see themselves in the position of the oppressor. And they know what happens when an oppressed people fight the oppressor. The oppressed always win. Because God don't like ugly. You can ask Roberta Flack about that.
Well, there's something else I think a lot of white Americans are afraid of, and you talk about it here in the bio, the fact that legions of white youth are jumping on this music. They're jumping on rap music, and they're not, and there's a lot of them who are maybe just there because it's a fad thing, but there's a lot of kids who are keying in to what's being said.
This Oriental kid came up to me, and he had my album, Digital Underground's album, the Juice soundtrack, Raw Fusion's album, Ice Cube's. I mean, he studies the music like a religion. You could see from what he had bought that he knew what he was getting. He wasn't just buying the hot shit. He was buying what he wanted to hear. That impressed me so much. I felt like, you know what I'm saying, we are in a position to whereas we can change the world. We really are. We are the rock and roll of today. You know what I'm saying? We are in a position to where the whole world is listening to what we have to say. And if we want the whole world to hear us saying, you know, come here, bitch, give me some pussy. That's fucked up. That's a fucked up mirror image of where young people are today. Because I don't think we're into that. Because AIDS is killing us off. And I know, because I ain't getting it all, so I don't know who's getting it all. That's what I'm saying. It's just like we really do have an emergency to deal with. I love the fact that I can stand in the crowd. I can go in a white neighborhood now and have peace, except for the police. But the young kids, you know, the adults, they're still going to see me as a nigga. But the young kids, they go out of their way to talk to you, you know. And even when I'm in a bad mood, they always, you know, how you doing? Because they really are interested in what you have to say. And they know what I'm talking about, and I love that. You got to love that. But we cannot be distracted. I love the fact that everybody likes our music, but still, Tupac, that's like I said, we're in a state of emergency, and I'm talking to my people, talking to my folks. Just that's what the huddle is for. But everybody can listen, because I'm not saying nothing that's evil or dang. Everybody can listen. I'm giving that. That's why I made the album. Here's my battle plans. Tupacalypse Now. Just the first draft. Everybody can hear it. Everybody can see it. I don't have no problem. There's nothing to hide.
Okay. I want to go back. Let's talk about. We gotta talk about the police and police brutality, not only because of some of the songs, but because of some of the experiences that you've had that inspired these songs. I think a lot of people might be surprised by what happened to Digital Underground. Can you tell the story of what actually went down?
I could, but I'm not, because I feel as though it happens every day, and people out there who are going to, when they pick this information up, it's not going to really come to that much of a surprise, because it happens every day. And it happened to me like it happened to 27 black kids. You know what I'm saying? It happens all over the country. It happens over and over and over again. It happened to Digital Underground. It can happen to anybody. But the only reason to get any attention is because it happened to somebody who right now has the time and a little bit of money to pursue this. But what about people who don't have the money to pursue it? And you know, public defenders can't beat the police in the court of law. So what I want to do is bring attention to the fact that there's no justice, more as bring attention to the fact that I got beat up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a $10 million lawsuit. I just want my just reward, that's all. And I want the whole world to see it. That's why I didn't take matters into my own hand. I had an opportunity where I knew it was going to be on TV. Now everybody look, this is what happens in America. Is this the country that we're talking about? Because if it is, and it's the country that we need to have, fine. But you're going to see a brand new patriot. You know what I'm saying? Why can Patrick Henry say, give me liberty or give me death? But if I say give me liberty or give me death, you want to censor me and I'm a terrorist and this and this and this, but I got to have it. I got to have it. Damn it. And got to have it in 1992. I got to have liberty. That's what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? In this interview, I'm talking about black people coming together in unity, everybody loving each other, you know what I'm saying? However it got to be, but first, give me respect. In the next interview, you might be talking to me from behind bars because I had to put my principles to the test. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by state of emergency. Not just in a word, but I mean it. In state of emergency. And when everybody who hears this, it's their job to carry it on. It's your job to check yourself. Am I racist? You know what I'm saying? What am I doing? Because you're part of the problem or part of the solution. So that's what I want. I want to just touch people and check yourself. It's cool. If you are racist and that's how you want to live, cool. But you're going to be a victim of racism. That's how America's working these days. That's how the world works. You will be a victim of racism. So it's on them.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about your background and some of the things that have led to your being here today. As far as the Digital Underground connection is concerned, I guess you were kind of on the roll with them and whatnot before you got your shot to actually be able to come forward.
I was a roadie, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. I love it. I love saying I was a roadie because I feel like I got character, you know what I'm saying? Going on the road when it was like salt and pepper, everybody, I wanted to meet all of these people and I couldn't. Because I was, go get the equipment, go carry the equipment. You see shock, everybody walking in the hotel, girls, and you see me over the corner waiting for the bellboy to open up the storage bin so I could put the turntables in. And that was, you know, demeaning and all that, but it was good because that made me right. That's why it's such anger in my way. You know, I was like, people got to hear me. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? They got to hear me. I got to get out. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I had an emergency. State of emergency for me, too. I had to have money. I wanted all that. And I wanted them to do it on the strength of me. And I knew I couldn't be the funniest nigga there. I ain't no noses, you know, I already got a big nose. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do the freaky bit because I'm not a freak. Sex doesn't really, you know what I'm saying, take up too much time for me. So the only way I could think about it was to be true to my family. You know what I'm saying? I came from a long line of revolutionaries, a long line of Panthers, and strong fighters and soldiers who fought for social change and for the betterment of their people. And I said, well, what better way for me to have a career than to make my mom proud, make my people proud, and speak up. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of the solution. So. Now,
was there a particular moment when? I mean, how did you go from putting your turntables in the storage bin to being on?
Because you know me, when it was time to do Humpty Dance, no matter what work I had to do, I made sure it was done and I snuck on stage. And if you look in the back, you can see me doing the Humpty Dance. And every night I edge on closer to the front. Finally, they were just like, you might as well just get right there in the front and center, because you know you edging on. They did, and people was like, you know, you got a lot of energy. People from the Red Company, you got a lot of energy. Keep them. And Shaq was like, oh, why don't you just do that part? And then I just get more parts, you know. Finally, I worked my way in there, boy. I put my elbows up in there. They had to give me some room. But I love that. But I love Shock for doing that. And he checked himself. He said, I can either, you know what I'm saying, take all this attention, or I can give this young, up-and-coming rapper a little bit. And I want to show him that he did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what Juice is about. Showing that, you know, you planted the seed, now I'm going to be sure and blossom. But that's what I want for every young black man, wherever you are, whatever you do. And we don't need no more rappers. We don't need no more basketball players, no more football players. We need more thinkers. We need more scientists. You know, we need more managers. We need more mathematicians. We need more teachers. We need more people who care. We need more, you know what I'm saying? We need more women, mothers, fathers. We need more of that. We don't need any more entertainers. And I know that sounds real effed up for me to say that from where I'm at, but it's really not all you think it is, and I think people don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? We need to concentrate on having a society. What if we did get our freedom? We'd have a whole society of basketball players, you know what I'm saying, football players, rappers, dancers, actors, and Michael Jackson to be our president. We'd be stuck. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean, and all this politics shit is crazy because, be honest, what the hell does George Bush know about, you know what I'm saying, 125th Street, Apollo Theater? Any of them. Pick one. Pick any of them. What do they know? And that's how I feel like that's really a bad message to send out for young America, young black Americans. So who do I talk to? Who's there for them? You know what I'm saying? They don't say, Bush, it's wrong for you to be out here talking for young white kids. You need to talk for the whole country. So I want you to go move the White House to the ghetto. Why don't they do that? That would be a good president. That would be a great president. A president who felt like, you know, I'm living in the ghetto. Live in the ghetto. Because he's supposed to be of the people, right? So then how can I respect a man who's not of me?
And he's really interested in finding out.
Not really interested either. You know what I'm saying?
You know what worries me about politicians is I look around and I wonder, I don't think we got too many black leaders either.
Regardless of what color they are, white people should have, when that Japanese man, when them Japanese folks said something about America, the whole country went crazy. Now nobody want to buy Japanese shit, right? What really fucked my head up is when they had them Sambo dolls and was disrespecting black people as a whole. Motherfucker, I'm talking about black people who built this country. You know what I'm saying? Who probably built the TV that he said it on. Nobody said shit. It wasn't no problem. Ha ha. Bush was laughing with him. I bet Bush and the Japanese dude was telling black jokes. You know what I'm saying? What you get when you get 3 niggas in the house? Welfare. Ha ha ha. You know what I'm saying? That's how they take it. That's how I feel. I don't ever feel like I'm represented by Bush or any of them. So I feel as though right now we have to look at it as if we are in the wilderness. That's where we are as black folks, in the jungle, lost in the jungle. So we got to survive, and that's why I feel like any means necessary, and not just in a poetic Malcolm X way, but any means necessary in a Fannie Lou Hamer way, or in a Fred Hampton way, where any means necessary. Not dying in a blaze of glory on TV in front of a whole bunch of people, but, you know, standing up for your rights. If you got to take a bullet from a black dude who is disrespecting a black woman, then that's by any means necessary. Not just dying from a cop or fighting the government or marching, because marching really doesn't help. Whoever don't know that, ask any 40-year-old lady who was 20 when she was marching. She got the same rights now that she had before. You know what I'm saying? And you got to question any country that had to free you. I heard this Black History Month celebration, they was talking about Abraham Lincoln freeing the slaves in 1992. He did not free me, because no man, especially no white man, is going to free me or hold me. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. The jails don't work for us, the court systems don't work for us, and until they do, we're going to have the continual problems. We're going to have ghetto crime, we're going to have violence at the theaters, we're going to have gang warfare, we're going to have drugs, we're going to have teenage pregnancy, we're going to have confused people, we're going to have people on drugs. All that comes from when things are not right. When things are not right. And I blame this country because they could do it. Just like J. Edgar Hoover spent time infiltrating the Black Panthers and destroying them, he could have spent time infiltrating them and building them up, using them to make the ghettos a better place, making their message go farther instead of cutting it off. That shows me that somebody needs to pick up where the Panthers left off, because obviously they was dangerous. That the CIA, who protects this country, had to put their fire out so sloppy and so fucking ruthlessly. You know what I'm saying? Something was wrong. We obviously was tripping on to something.